Welcome to the Creative Crew Podcast, Episode 4. I am Rob Forte. This is Michelle, and we're here brought to you by Ideas Are Bulletproof Studios Network. And, we're here in the Cleveland Pub. They were kind enough to offer us a new studio to be recording the podcast in. So, our first topic of the day are in-browser games.
Yes.
You are very excited about this one. Why don't you go explain?
Okay. Well, the first game I want to talk about is a game called Flight Rising, and it's just flightrising.com. It's basically like Neopets, but it's a lot more fun, and personally, I never got the point of Neopets. I never understood what I had to do, but this has more of a clear focus, and you kind of get to choose what you actually want to do. So it's basically a browser game where you get to hatch, breed, and dress up dragons and whatnot. And there's like different breeds of dragons. They have all different sorts of colors and genes where you can edit their appearance and whatever. And you can get apparel for them to dress them up. There's mini games you can play to earn treasure. So you can buy more things. Like, you can actually buy dragons and food and clothing, and there's these things called skins you can also put on your dragons in the auction house. And, yeah, you get to feed your dragons.
So it sounds like a pretty massive game.
Yeah. The servers are working on getting better servers for the website, so the registration is pretty much closed the majority of the time, but every month or so they'll open a new registration window for 24 hours for new users.
Wow. So there's a ton of other in-browser games that I remember. One of them being, was it Poke Farm?
Yes.
I remember playing that years ago a lot.
They actually redid the website and launched a new version of the game called Poke Farm Q.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It happened a while ago, but it's still newer than the other website. And you start completely new, but
Whatever.
it's the same basic game.
Same basic concept. Otherwise, there's another game, A Dark Room. It's like a strategy game where you essentially start with nothing, and you'll go out and like, explore. It's pretty much all text based, and you'll get resources, and people will come to your town, and you can essentially just keep building different places to store more stuff and what have you. Facebook games. Do you play any Facebook games?
No, but I used to.
What Facebook games did you used to play?
Happy Pets.
Okay.
And like years ago, like 5 years ago.
Oh my god. There was a game that I played a lot, and
Farmville?
not Farmville. No. Not that. Car Town, because I like cars. And Car Town, you essentially ran your own mechanic shop. And it was really cool because you could just highlight how all these cars sitting in there. I guess in retrospect it wasn't that cool, but it's gone now. It isn't on the Facebook games sheet anymore, which makes me really disappointed. I just every so often I just like go in there like, wow, I spent that much time in this game, because there was a lot of time spent in that game.
Yeah.
Because I got to the point where I just had to like check it every 36 hours.
Oh my god.
And like the job would requite the job window like it would take 36 hours, but then the job window would be 36 hours to collect. So if you did short missions, you'd have a short time to collect, but if you did long missions, you'd have a longer time to be able to collect them. I have no clue if like all the other games did stuff like that.
Some do. Some are time based.
But I'd pretty much only have to check it once every 2 days. And I would just go in there, collect my stuff, and log off because I don't have time to play that game.
Yeah.
So I would do that, and I got to like level 121.
It's like me and Happy Pets. I was like level 80 or something.
So
Oops.
those were projects in themselves. Like,
yeah.
But that's not what we're about on this podcast. What art projects have you been doing?
Oh, I was going to say something about Candy Crush, but...
Oh, Candy Crush. People are addicted to that game still.
Still. I still get requests for it.
Oh, God.
It's like, I don't want to play this game. But art projects, I'm trying to finish commissions.
Yeah, I know. You usually...
I'm always swamped with old art.
Yeah. Like, how long is your usual turnover on a commission?
Like, time?
Yeah. From the time you get...
A month or so. I should probably shorten that, though.
Well.
I usually take on pretty big commissions, though.
Like art packs? Like packs of stuff?
I do offer packs.
That's a lot of
bundles.
Work. That's a lot of work.
But my bundles are like $30 to $50, depending on how big you want to get it.
Okay. Well, I've been working on doing stuff for my portfolio, making up stupid things I've done the thing now of I'll make up promotions and I'll make up radio stations, and I'll just do like those promotions for those stupid made up radio stations.
Why?
Just because I haven't had any freelance work coming in recently, so I've just been keeping myself doing that, working on writing my scripts and whatever. So now my favorite place to do production work for is WASS FM, the only station where it's all right to sound like ass.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting. You're trying to sit over there, trying not to laugh.
This is what you do in your free time?
This is what I do in my free time. I'm just dumb, and I do stupid things.
Okay.
You're just sitting over like, why am I on a podcast? This guy's no. So anyway, me doing freelance work, I have to work with a lot of people. You doing commissions, you have to work with a lot of people.
Yes.
You got any stories about some people? Please don't use names. Just
yeah.
Just you're smiling. You're just getting ready to start
stories.
venting stuff out. Go ahead.
Okay. So a few years back, there was this commissioner I got. We were kind of acquaintances. We would chat and stuff. He was a pretty okay guy.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah. Okay, but he was a pretty okay guy. I don't kink shame or anything, but he always wanted me to draw characters in diapers. And I was like, I'm not really into this, but okay. And I tried to understand, and I actually did take a few commissions, because as long as it wasn't like not safe for work, I was like, okay, whatever. But then it started getting to a point where it was like, he wanted my characters in the diapers, and it's like, I'm just not going to do that anymore. And then eventually he removed me from Skype, and
wow.
Now he doesn't talk to me anymore.
All right. I haven't had to do with any of that, although I've had, since media does change over a lot of people really quickly, like their teams are constantly rotating over. There's usually unfortunately, there's a lot of drama in those workplaces.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember this.
It's not the story that you're thinking of, but there's one story in particular that really stands out in my mind, and it was my good friend and I were both on the productions team, and she's going to college now for audio productions actually, and I'm looking to go to the same school as she is, but she was doing audio productions and like kind of like trying to learn stuff from our productions manager, and one day she came to me and she was just in tears. She she just got so fed up with the manager's deal that she was like, I had enough, and she stood up to him, and he just completely just like this was over our voice channel, but he just completely just took her and just fucking threw her across the room.
Oh my god.
It was bad. And that's why I do more freelance work and just hop around from place to place, not having to stay long enough for drama anymore.
That's not a funny story.
What?
That's not a funny story.
It's not a funny story. You want a funny story?
Sure. I have another story, but...
Well, yours is probably funnier than mine. Go.
Okay. Well, on Fur Affinity, that has a wide variety of people. So I got this one user who sent me a note, which is like a private message, and he's like, I don't know how the conversation started exactly, but we just started chatting. He was really nice. I actually thought he was really cool. And we were just talking about our personas and whatever, and he said he really liked mine. And he was like a husky. Like, everyone's a husky. But we exchanged Skype, so it would be easier to talk. But then once we got on Skype...
I think I remember this story. Keep going.
Once we got on Skype, he would send me, like, one-worded responses, and it wasn't exciting. Like, it was really boring. And I just didn't really want to talk to him, so I wouldn't always respond to him. And one day, he's like, my mood on Skype was, I'm too hot damn, because Bruno
of
Mars.
The song, yeah.
And he's like, LOL, you are hot. And keep in mind, this guy's never seen my face. He's only seen my persona. So he's like basing this off of a character. And I was like, okay. It's 4:20 right now. But I was like, this is kind of weird. And eventually he messaged me when I was at a bookstore. And he's like, I like you. That's all the message said. I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yes. And I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend, sorry. And then
you haven't heard from him since.
No, he never responded. He actually removed me from his contacts. It says you don't have this person in your contacts anymore. And I was like, oh, it's nice. He just wanted me for something.
Wow. That is...
I get that a lot, but it's what you get for being around furries.
Yeah, that's what you get for being... Are you popular, relatively popular in the...
Poppy fur?
Please don't tell me that's what that fandom says it is.
Yeah. Poppy fur?
Okay, are you poppy fur?
No. I mean, within us Wisconsin furs, a lot of us are popular, like, within the Wisconsin range or Midwest.
Are you the popular kids?
Popular enough. My name's been thrown around sometimes, but I'm not that popular.
Wow, you get your name thrown around.
Yeah, because one time I was at a meet and someone was like, yeah, this is Kira. And they're like, oh, you're Kira. And I'm like, yes, that is me. It's like, yeah, I've heard about your artwork. And I was like, oh, okay. I've never gotten this before.
I've heard of your artwork. Well, are you going to order something or just going to stand there?
A lot of commissioners have problems with this, but they get, like, they want a quote. Like, if the customer wants a quote, and they'll give the quote, and then the customer will be like, oh, okay, and then you'll never hear from them again. And it's like, don't waste my time.
It's like, I want a quote. It's not free? Bye.
Yeah, it's like... It's like if you have the money, ask for a quote. If you can't afford it right away, then don't waste our time.
What do you think of people that? Have you ever gotten one of those messages where it's like, what can I get for, and just have a dollar amount?
And actually, I don't make fursuits for commissions, but I am making one. And I see this a lot on like fursuit videos or pictures of fursuits. Someone will be like, hey, how much can I get for $30?
Not a lot.
And it's like a nose. Like you can't get like any part of a fursuit for $30. At a minimum, if the person's like a beginner and they just want you to cover like material costs, that's still more than $30.
All right, so this is going to be our last topic of the day, and it is going to be music streaming services. There has been a lot of them for a while now. Mm-hmm. Them being Google Play Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and iTunes Radio. Do you use any of those?
I use Spotify.
Okay. I see you all on Spotify all the time.
Yeah.
And you're subscribed to their premium service, correct?
Yes.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. I hate Spotify normally.
Okay.
Because I would always get commercials just about quitting smoking. That's the only commercials I would get. And it's like, I'm not a smoker. Why am I listening to this?
I'm not a smoker. I don't care.
I want to listen to my music.
Okay.
So I hate the ads. And then I hate it on mobile, which I usually only use Spotify mobile, that you can't choose what song you want to listen to. You have to shuffle.
Yeah.
And
there are just some times where I just want to either loop a song that I'm playing.
Yeah.
Or I have a specific song that I want to listen to.
Yeah, I have that same thing. And when it was on shuffle, when I didn't have premium, it would only let me have like 3 skips. So I could only skip like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude.
And I've seen you go through your music on your phone and on your computer. You skip a lot. You're like, no.
Yeah.
There you go, loop. And it was like,
I binge listen to music.
I know you do. So anyway, this music streaming services have actually been bringing out the music industry in other places of the world.
LimeWire,
yeah. Specifically, one place that has been really popular has been Spain. Spain has like seen a major just bump in their music industry from Spotify. Do you have any explanation for why you would think that would be?
No, because personally, I don't really follow people on Spotify unless like they're my friends. Like I don't really get how you can get like a cult following on Spotify, because you can't, as far as I know, you can't really message anyone.
Yeah.
You can't send tweets out or something of the like.
Yeah.
To your followers, it's like you just see what I listen to.
Like all you get is the notification that says this person updated this playlist. If you follow like their playlists
or they're just listening to whatever
on the sidebar, yeah.
And sometimes even that's not that exciting.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be wrapping up this episode. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, facebook.com/The Creative Crew, facebook.com/Ideas Are Bulletproof Studios Network, and follow our Twitter at IAB Creative Crew. And we will see you next week.